Good morning, everyone. My name is Veronica Chicaiza, and I'm going to explain about syntactic linkage and text for phrases. Regarding to the first one, it refers to how speakers can identify which words in statements or clauses are linked to build coherent structures and to give meaning. So in this sense, we have to take into account both linguistic phenomena. The first one is agreement and the second government. Regarding to the agreement, it is also called concord and is a form of cross-reference between different parts of a sentence or phrase, and it deals with noun phrases and verb phrases. So here in agreement we have formal agreement and informal agreement. The first one it refers to grammatical structures, and the second it's based on the meaning. So in agreement we have relations of agreement. The first one refers to subject-verb agreement and subject pronouns. It basically refers to singular and plural. For example, Enrique cooks a delicious lasagna. In this case, it's singular because we add a s in the verb. And Enrique and Pablo cook a delicious lasagna. In this case, it's plural. So the second, we have rules of agreement. As you can see in the presentation, we have several rules, and the first one is subject and before the prepositional phrase headed by of. For example, this group of teachers is respected. The second one is about two singular subjects connected by either or neither or require a singular verb. For example, neither Bolivar nor Santi has a good grade. Okay. Also, when having singular and verbal as a subject, and we use or, either or neither nor, this must agree with the noun or pronoun close to it. For example, neither a computer or tablets damage characters. And the fourth is about when the subjects are singular or plural and are connected by and use a plural verb form. For example, Meli and Ale give me a surprise. The fifth rule is the singular subject is separated by phrases such as along with, as well as, and the verb remains in agreement with the subject since these phrases are not part of it. For example, Jorge as well as Vera tries to be on the honor roll. And the last rule is if the noun after of is singular, use a singular verb. And obviously, if the noun is plural, use a plural verb form. For example, some city children are happy about Halloween. Okay, the second linguistic phenomena is government, and it refers to the relation between a word and its dependents. So we have three cases: nominative, genitive, and accusative. The first one refers to the nouns or pronouns use a subject or and subject complement. The second, it is used to show ownership, and we can use apostrophes, a preposition of, and possessive pronouns and determiners. And in the last, it refers to objective nouns or pronouns receive the action in the sentence. So we have here we have examples. Regarding to nominative, use a subject, Helen cooks a chicken. Use as a complement, Marco is a doctor. In the case of genitive, it is Marcia lipstick with apostrophe. This is the lipstick of Marcia with the preposition of and the possessive determine. This is her lipstick. In the case of accusative, we have direct object, indirect object, and oblique object. For example, Jose gives a gift. And the second, Jose gives me a gift. This is the indirect object, and oblique object, Jose gives a gift to me. Okay, another topic is about number and person linkage. In English, there are two number categories, only singular and plural. For example, dog as a singular and dogs as a plural. Also, in the case of pronouns, he, she, it is singular, and they, we, us as a plural. Okay. Okay. In the case of person, it is also called grammatical person, and it identifies the relationship between the subject and its verbs. For example, the first person I and we, and the third person he, she, it, and they. Okay, another important topic is about gender in English. This refers to the grammatical category in which noun, pronouns, articles, or adjectives are defined as masculine, feminine, and both. For example, here we have a clear example. in masculine boy and feminine girl, and both are children. Okay, so in the case of test for phrases, we have ellipsis, substitution, transposition, and coordination. Ellipsis is a situation in which words are left out of a sentence, but it can still be understood. For example, she entered the university as I do. So we have as I do instead of repeat the previous sentence. In the case of substitution, it refers to the replacement of a word or phrase with a filler word. For example, I hope one day to have a big house, so we replace I hope one day to have one. In the case of transposition, it displaces a phrase into a new position. For example, in the case of direct and direct object and indirect object. For example, she tell me a nice story, and we change the sentence to she tells a nice story to me. And finally, in coordination, it refers to grammatical linking of two or more words to give the structure joined equals prominence. For example, Christian and I were good friends, and we also used the prepositional but, therefore, not only, but also, or, and etc. So thank you to pay attention to this presentation.